Oh wow! Has anyone seen this news?
Huh? What's that? I don't get it.
Well, it's about one of the first interracial marriages, which is a marriage between two people from different cultures. And surprisingly back then, many people were against it.
Oh, don't get it. Why are they so against it?
You have to know that interracial marriage was not a friendly topic back in the days. Some countries like the US forbids mixed race marriage because they believe that God created different races and placed them in different continents to prevent those relationships from happening. The interracial marriage only became legal in the US in 1967 when the loving couple, namely Richard and Mildred, who got married in 1958, fought for their rights. They were both Virginians who got married in Washington, D.C. because of Virginia's Racial Integrity Act, which is also known as anti-miscegenation law. It was known that after getting married for a few weeks, two deputies surrounded their house and arrested them for going against the law. Richard had to spend a night in jail, but Mildred had to spend several nights. Of course, they pleaded for guilty and they were released. But this came with a price. It was stated that the couple had to leave and never return to the state for 25 years. And so they did. But not for long, because they would go on trips back to Virginia and eventually left there secretly. Their case, which was called the Loving versus Virginia, was widely known around the US when they brought it up to Virginia's Supreme Court and eventually the US Supreme Court in 1963. So basically that was how this whole interracial marriage topic began in the US. And from that day on, the whole continent, around 50 states, legalized interracial marriage. That was longer than I expected.
Yeah. But before the loving couple, interracial marriage actually happened in 1614. Where the legend says there was a princess called Matoaka. She was the daughter of Powhatan, a Native American leader of the tribe Sena Komaka. It was told that she was captured by some colonists in the middle of the Anglo-Powhatan War. She was captivated in Henricus, now known as Chesterfield County, Virginia, where she met a tobacco farmer from Norfolk, England, who later became her husband and got married in April 1614 to help bring peace between the Indians and the colonists. Their marriage was also known as one of the first interracial unions in Virginia. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't notice, this was the true story of Pocahontas.
You didn't see that coming, did you, huh?
Yeah, back to the present. People nowadays are more welcoming to the ideas of interracial marriages. Here, it says from 1967 to 2017, interracial married couples went from 3% to 20%.
Wow, we can really see the acceptance rate of interracial marriage has continuously grown, although challenges about it still exist. Challenges come from high context and low context culture, such as communication style, on how they use informal and formal language. Then there's different family cultures, where one is more self-oriented and the other is not. Tradition, lifestyle, music, hobby, and even humor can affect interracial marriage.
Ooh, I want to add.
What do you want to add?
In Eastern culture, they usually take off their shoes when they want to get into the house. better question.
Bit is hard.
Yeah, it is. That's why many people disagree about interracial marriage, because they tend to feel disappointed about the couple's choice on building romantic relationship or even marrying outside their kind.
But we can still marry someone outside of our culture, right? I mean, Adia Aminnaschinta got married with a Korean. I also want to marry my Opa. We could have a house by the countryside, and then a white picket fence, 2 dogs, 3 kids, and then maybe a swimming pool.
Hey, stop with your delusions. I mean, is there any benefits from interracial marriage?
Of course there is! By being an interracial marriage, we acquire new understandings and new points of views regarding the world. Because different cultures means different values and perceptions of matter. And in an interracial relationship, 2 people from different cultures will have to navigate their way and compromise with each other.
Some of our respondents also said that they compromised over food, different religions, languages, respecting life values, to even different parenting methods.
Wow! Interracial marriage has changed so much over the years.
I know, right? We're proud of y'all! And don't forget,